U7 provides the most convenient, fastest, and safest way to upgrade your team with numerous positive reviews and verified by top creators from different countries with 24/7 online customer support. Now you can enjoy an extra free coins for every order. Don't miss the opportunity for up to 4 million free coins. Use my code Inception for another 8% off. Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have the new SBC Stam card to check out. If you guys don't remember, very early in the year, when I did a review for like an attacker on my boy Giyu's account when he was actually like building a Premier League team, I used, I think it was like this version of Stam. During that time period, this guy had no evolutions on him, nothing. It was like still new during that time period. And as I was using this card in the game, it's one of those cards where you're like, yeah, they gave him the base mechanic stuff, right? So with this SBC coming out, a lot of people are going to be pretty hyped about it because they know that he's one of those types of cards. There's been a bunch of people that have, you know, already done evolutions on him in the past, right? And because of those experiences with the evolutions that people experienced in the past, they kind of feel like it might be a similar situation to this Stam card, right? So with this card, I think generally speaking, you're probably going to give him a shadow chemistry style. I think you want to increase the pace to be as high as possible with the defense, right? Especially in the intercept department, because this is a very like cutback game where, you know, people try to make those certain passes. So I think it's going to be very important to kind of block out those sort of passing opportunities, right? With this card, he does have passing capabilities, right? He has pinged and long ball, which is very good. He obviously has all the defensive play styles. The one that you would argue and say that, you know, maybe you won't use as often is going to be in the slide tackle department, right? If they gave him a base slide tackle and they gave him intercept plus, it would probably make it more meta. Some people have probably gone down that route when it comes to like evolution. So they probably have something very similar to a card like this where they have like jockey, anticipate, a bruiser with an intercept, or even block, right? So yeah, really, really important that he has pretty much everything. But another very important thing that this card also has is the quick step, right? So the quick step for defending, for that initial acceleration, working with a 99 for acceleration is obviously going to be a really, really big deal, right? His reactions and composure is in a very good area. He has a 5-star weak foot. He actually has some passing stats. Excuse me. And then his base card stats for physical is already perfect, so you don't really have to worry about that whatsoever, right? So that should work out really well, because normally when it comes to the playstyle pluses, jockey, anticipate, and bruiser, they all work with each other, right? So that's going to be really interesting to try out. So yeah, we'll get into some gameplay highlights. We'll see how he performs in game. Hopefully he is a beast. Would you look at that? The system that you guys like. This takes way more editing, right? I messed up because I was recording a clip from me playing Pokemon, right? And it was my glider, like my Pokemon, it disappeared. So I was just like recording it for fun, and then GG's to me, you know? Anyways, yeah, so let's talk about a few things here and there. So a couple of clips that you guys are going to see, like this one right now, is going to be running animation, right? So that was the first clip when it came to the running animation. And by itself, I was like, yeah, that's going to be really crazy to work with, because initially having the quick step and then having the lengthy afterwards with perfect pace to be able to catch up to people is obviously going to be a really big deal, because it's a very like counter-attacking game. People go for cutbacks all the time. I tell you guys this all the time, right? These types of clips, you know, if it's a penalty kick, free kick, for the sake of the review, we just add them into it, right? But yeah, what you're going to notice a lot is that he kind of carries forward his base mechanic stuff, right? Obviously, in certain situations, I always tell you guys, anticipate plus, intercept plus, always the more relevant play styles to work with in the defensive positions. That's why people really like the Mamar card, right? Because I think he has both of them, if I'm not mistaken, right? And for a transfer market card, obviously really good for all those things, right? But yeah, the clips that you guys are going to notice the most when it comes to like defensive quality, obviously, is mainly going to be the three things that I was mentioning in the beginning, right? Where I was talking about how he has the anticipates, the bruiser, and the quick step and all that kind of stuff. Because when it comes to like manual challenges, right, pushing into people to get the ball, he's going to do a really solid job. Like even in this situation right here, he's kind of out of position a little bit. So what you do in those sort of scenarios, because he has like bruiser and stuff in the quick step, is you actually press the, if you're using a tactical defending, you actually press the tackle button if you time it correctly, just so that you can get that accelerated movement and that like kind of push animation against the attacker so that you can try to get the ball back, right? This is gonna be a clip over here where this is just generally very good positioning by him to be able to block the opportunity. I had absolutely nothing to do with that, right? No second man press, no double tap R1. He kind of just did that for me, right? So, like I said, most of the clips that you guys are going to be seeing is going to be manual defending. It was 3-0 at this point, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a stupid challenge here by tackling the air and then chase after the guy and then utilize a slide tackle. And yeah, obviously didn't get the ball there, right? Yeah, slide tackle is just not really something that like I really care for. Like even in this situation here, end of the game, I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'm just going to go for another slide tackle to see if he does anything super crazy animations wise. I don't think that slide tackle is necessarily like a bad playstyle plus. I just think that when it comes to personal preference, you're going to utilize intercept and stuff way more, right? So yeah, you know, manual defending, like I said, hold possession, one challenge. He clears the ball in that one because the registration in this game is weird. It's like you want to do a standing tackle, but then he clears the ball away because it's either you stand still and he'll do the challenge for you, right? Or you do the tackle and you just clear the ball out. You guys know the vibes there, right? But this is an example of what I'm talking about. Using the jockey, using the anticipate right afterwards to get possession of the ball. Over here, it's actually pretty funny because my opponent actually had the Stam card as well. This guy just has fodder just in his club chilling as well because he has my con and Stam too. Over here, we try to get a passing angle against the opponent's Stam. Blocks out that opportunity well enough by actually doing an animation to make it go to the goalkeeper. Over here, just physical presence, just being able to get the ball in that area. He tries to utilize a long ball pass. Nothing really comes from it. This is a situation here where he clears the ball. We try to get the ball in the air. And from a physical engagement that, to be fair, came from randomness from Stam, we actually almost scored there, right? If we actually get that green time off, maybe it goes into the back of the net, right? But obviously, we didn't end up scoring that. Here, this was really annoying. This is just a FIFA mechanic where you're using the right stick to switch your players, and he still pushes the ball to this day, even though that mechanic is actually supposed to be impossible from using the from just jogging, right? It's not actually a mechanic that's supposed to be a thing that you should be able to do, but it still happens to this day, right? So obviously, with the delay and stuff, doesn't matter if I play on PC. It's just a worse version of the gameplay. You guys know the vibes. Or it's just it's a better version of the worst gameplay. That's pretty much what it is, right? But yeah, jockey again there with Stam, randomness, but still ends up getting the ball for us because of good defensive animations. All right, guys, back to regular commentating. I know you guys like that other system more. It's just way too much work to do that. Way too much, brother. Way too much. But I do still need footage, so. But I already know what he's like. That's, you know, it's one of those ones. I'll take it, sure. Nicely done, Stam. Is that mine too? It is mine, wow. Oh, mistimed it, but we still scored. Nice. I scored a free kick with him. Alrighty then. %100% should have been mine, but we move. We got that one at least. Oh, this gameplay's rough. Are you guys okay? Good move. Beauty. Yeah, deserved. Deserved. All right, let's go Alvarez. Now we could do the quick transition. That's not a slide challenge, by the way. That's just like a pass. Like you spam the pass button so that he actually activates some sort of animation there. So he gets that last effort for the pass. Okay, guys. So final verdict on the Stam SBC, right? So I think he's in a similar boat to the Van de Ven card where he doesn't have Intercept Plus, but I still feel like he defends really well in the game, right? So if you want to complete the SBC for that specific variable of him just being a good defender, he's still going to be really good. Now, I will say that on a personal level, maybe if I was doing like evolutions, maybe if I cared to grind the game in that way, I think all of my defenders would have anticipate and intercept. I mention this like all the time. Slide tackle, they do in a way to like nerf the card, essentially, right? Because an intercept would be way more relevant for him. The thing is that like he doesn't have intercept plus, but he'll still do like intercepting opportunities. But you guys know the difference when you actually have that plus on the card, right? Which is why bin playstyles, but it is what it is. Long story short, doesn't have intercept plus, not really a big deal. This card is still going to defend really well in the game, right? It's always a combination of the playstyles, right? So obviously because he has jockey with a quick step, with the perfect pace, with a bruiser into and anticipates, those are the main things that you're going to notice out of the card a lot of the times, right? Just good defensive capabilities as well. Don't get me wrong. There are moments where it would be nice to have the intercept plus because you know it would be a difference maker in certain situations, especially since I don't really care about slide tackle that much, right? It would have made a bigger difference to have that on the card, and they know that, which is why they do play styles the way that they do. Just take them out of the game entirely. Let's just base it off of the stats and me giving him a shadow and just go from there. He has 99 interceptions. Oh, okay, cool. You know, like, but hey. Not Inception, this is just a player review. If you guys are looking to do this SBC, he still performs very well in game. He has the base mechanic stuff. That's pretty much it, okay? Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.